Have you ever noticed how saying I have a car payment sounds completely normal, but saying I don't sounds unusual? Somewhere along the way, financing a car stopped feeling like debt and started feeling like a standard monthly bill. Like electricity or Wi-Fi. Just part of adult life. But that shift in thinking may be costing people far more than they realize. Let's look at a typical scenario. You're 28 years old. You live in Texas, or maybe Manchester. You earn $68,000 a year. Or 45,000 pounds. A solid middle-class income. After taxes, healthcare, and retirement contributions, you're bringing home around $4,000 per month. Maybe 2,900 pounds in the UK. Now the fixed costs begin. Rent, $1,600. Utilities and internet, $250. Groceries, $500. Insurance, $200. Student loans, $350. Subscriptions and small lifestyle spending, $200. And then there's the car. $540 per month. Plus $180 insurance. Plus fuel. Conservatively, transportation costs you around $800 per month. That's 20% of your take-home pay, just to move around. And almost no one questions it. Because it's normal. Here's where it gets interesting. A $35,000 car financed over 6 years at 6.5% interest comes out to roughly $540 per month. Over the life of the loan, you'll pay around $3,500 in interest. But the real cost isn't the interest. It's the opportunity cost. If instead of paying $540 per month toward a depreciating asset, you invested $540 monthly into a simple index fund averaging 7% annually, after 6 years you would have roughly $47,000. Instead, at the end of 6 years, you own a car worth maybe $15,000. The difference isn't just money. It's momentum. And yet most people still choose the payment. Why? Because car payments don't feel like debt. They feel like identity. A newer car signals stability, success, progress. In the US, car ownership is tied to independence. In many parts of Europe, it's tied to professional image. Showing up in a reliable, modern vehicle feels responsible. Dealerships understand this psychology very well. They don't ask, "Can you afford $35,000?" They ask, "Can you afford $540 per month?" The total price disappears. The monthly payment becomes the focus. And when you evaluate life in monthly payments, almost anything can feel affordable. Phone, $40 a month. Streaming, $15. Gym, $60. Car, $540. Individually manageable. Collectively restrictive. Now imagine this pattern repeated every 5 to 6 years. You finish paying off one car. Instead of keeping it for another 4 to 5 years payment-free, you upgrade. Another 6-year loan begins. From age 25 to 45, that's potentially 20 years of continuous car payments. $540 times 12 months times 20 years equals $129,600. And that doesn't include insurance differences, higher taxes, or opportunity costs from investing that money instead. This is how something normal quietly keeps people financially flat. Not broke. Just stuck. Income rises. Lifestyle rises. Payments rise. Net worth barely moves. Now let's shift perspective. Financially intelligent people don't necessarily hate cars. They simply separate utility from ego. They ask a different question. What does this car cost me in long-term freedom? They understand that a car is transportation, not proof of progress. Instead of upgrading every few years, they might buy a reliable 3 to 5-year-old vehicle. Finance it briefly, or not at all. Then keep it long after it's paid off. Those payment-free years are where wealth quietly builds. Imagine finishing a car loan, and instead of upgrading, you redirect that same $540 into investments. No lifestyle downgrade. No dramatic sacrifice. Just redirecting momentum. Over 10 years at 7%, that alone could grow to over $90,000. That's not flashy. But it changes your financial trajectory. The uncomfortable truth is this. Car payments became normal because they make modern consumption smoother. Predictable. Easy. But ease and progress are not the same thing. When every upgrade comes with a permanent monthly cost, financial breathing room disappears. And breathing room is what creates options. Options to change jobs. Move cities. Start a business. Reduce stress. None of this requires extreme frugality. It requires awareness. The next time you hear someone say, "It's only $500 a month," pause. That sentence is the system working exactly as designed. And the goal isn't to feel guilty for owning a car. It's simply to see the math clearly and decide consciously. Because once you see it, you can choose differently. If you found this perspective useful, consider subscribing for more calm, rational conversations about money.